Alright, Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Hakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great men standing real well, and Shalom to you, Arkim, be pushing this word around the globe with faith and in truth and with sincerity. As always, I begin by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites, the real Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and West Africans predominantly. However, you are going to get Israelites that do look like the other 17 nations, because Israel has been scattered amongst all people throughout various captivities. But as pertaining to Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18, your nationality is determined by the seed line of your forefathers. So if your lineage by your fathers goes back to the man in the Bible named Israel, then you too are an Israelite, no matter what you may look like. So here's with today's lesson. I was reading an article on Sky News that was published today, actually, Thursday the 20th of August. It says, Southern Lights filmed from ISS with UFOs for added value at the end, ? So, Esau knows this truth, and he's just playing with the people now, man, playing off their stupidity, because Esau knows what these chariots are, which are the chariots of Israel. So it says the footage was filmed by cosmonaut Ivan Wagner, who suggests that the white objects seen it towards the end might be UFOs. Now I'm going to play this video clip here. See, there's nothing more in this article. I'm going to play this video clip, and you clearly see that there's chariots appearing on the screen at the end of the video, but Esau cuts the feed as he always does, just when things are getting interesting. So let's play this clip. See that? At the end there, you clearly see a fleet of chariots entering the screen from the bottom left corner. You see that, all those white dots there? Those are chariots moving in formation. You see how Sky News cuts it, just that these things don't even get all the way across the screen. Why the hell are you going to cut a feed when these things just enter the shot if you're recording this and you're curious about what's going on in space? That makes no fucking sense, man. If you're trying to observe the phenomena in space, wouldn't you want to see as much of it as possible? But Esau, being the damn devil that he is hiding the truth, man. See, there they are. It don't look like they're stopping. I bet there was a whole lot more of them chariots that came on the screen to make Esau shit himself and want to cut the feed. Now let's get out of this. I want to talk about something else before I bring out a few precepts on these chariots, because for those who don't know, what the world ignorantly calls UFOs are actually the chariots of Israel, which are the vehicles of our deliverance and salvation from this captivity, and also the vehicles that are going to be the destruction of Esau and his kingdom and the rest of the 2/3 of Israel and all the heathens. They're going to get destroyed by these chariots. But before I get into that, I want to talk about something else briefly. So me myself, I'm kind of into music, and I was thinking about this song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You know, it's a very popular nursery rhyme that I'm sure many of us are familiar with. You know, they sing it a lot when you're a child at school, or you know, your parents sing it. You know, when you're a little baby, at night time, stuff like that. It's just a little nursery rhyme. But I was thinking about this song, and I was very familiar with the fact that it was composed by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, which not many people know, because a lot of people just assume that it's just some, you know, silly little song, but it was actually composed by Mozart. Now, I was actually thinking about the lyrics of this song, because the lyrics are quite suggestive, and it's an example again of truth being hidden in plain sight. Because think about it, yeah, the songs like, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, How I Wonder What You Are. If you know that there's a star in the sky and you know it's a star, why are you going to wonder what it is? Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make no sense. Unless the star is actually a chariot. You know what I mean? If the star's a chariot and it's shining in the sky, bright, and you're thinking, whoa, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. The book of Jeremiah says, don't be not dismayed by the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed by them. But obviously being in this truth, us being Israelites and hopefully of the elect, we know what these vehicles are, these chariots are, these stars so-called are. Let me get Jeremiah 10:1. I think that's what I'm thinking about. So like you're just finding a precept here. Yeah, Jeremiah 10:2. Let me just get it on the screen for edification's sake. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2. It says, Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So let me get back into this article on Wikipedia about Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It says, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is a popular English lullaby. The lyrics are from an early 19th century poem by Jane Taylor, The Star. The poem, which is in couplet form, was first published in 1806 in Rhymes for the Nursery, a collection of poems by Taylor and her sister Anne. It is sung to the tune of the French melody Avus Dirai Maman, which was published in 1761 and later arranged by several composers including Mozart, which is what I said before, with 12 variations on Avus Dei Maman. The English lyrics have 5 stanzas, although only the first is widely known. It has a road folk song index number of 7666. The song is usually performed in the key of C major. So it says, the song is in the public domain and has many adaptations around the world. So let's get into the origins. The English lyrics were first written as a poem by Jane Taylor 1783 to 1824, and published with the title The Star in Rhymes for the Nursery by Jane and her sister Anne Taylor, 1782 to 1866, in London in 1806. And here are the lyrics. It says, Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Now I'm just going to pause here for a minute. Does that not sound like a chariot of Israel? I'm going to get into Zechariah 5:1 in a minute, and Isaiah chapter 66 verse 15, Acts chapter 1 verse 7. I'm going to get into these precepts in a minute. But just think about this, because, most of us have heard this song all our lives, but never really considered, what if this song is actually talking about chariot, So let me read this again. It says, Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. When the blazing sun is gone, when he nothing shines upon, then you show your little light, twinkle, twinkle all the night. Then the traveller in the dark thanks you for your tiny spark. Now that lyric there makes you think of the 3 wise men who came to see Yahushua when he was born. What did they follow? They followed the chariot, which showed them how to get to Yahushua's dwelling place. So it's they call it a star, but it's chariot. So let's read this again. It says, then the traveller in the dark thanks you for your tiny spark. He could not see which way to go if you did not twinkle so. In the dark blue sky you keep, and often through my curtains peep, for you never shut your eye till the sun is in the sky. Now, there's a quote in the Bible which says the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, this is Sirach chapter 34 and verse 16. I'm just going to grab this precept quickly. Right, this is the book of Sirach chapter 34 and verse 16. It says, for the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. He is mighty. If he is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat, a cover from the sun at noon, a preserving from stumbling and help from falling. That's not the one I was looking for, Slakia. Let me just Salakia, Sirach 23 and 19. There we go. Such a man only... let me read up a bit. Let's start from here. Sirach 23 and verse 19, it says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahweh are 10,000... Sorry, let me read that again. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man, and considering the most secret parts, you know? So let's get back to this song lyrics. It says, then the traveller in the dark thanks you for your tiny spark. He could not see which way to go if you did not twinkle so. In the dark blue sky you keep, and often through my curtains peep. For you never shut your eye till the sun is in the sky. 'Tis your bright and tiny spark lights the traveller in the dark. Though I know not what you are, twinkle, twinkle, little star. The lyrics from the start are first published in the Singing Master First Class Tune Book in 1838. So now let's get some precepts. Now, if you know a star's a star, why are you going to wonder what it is? Doesn't make no sense, man. So let's get Zechariah 5 and 1. This says, then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. Now you got to use your head here, man, because I think the aeroplane was invented in the 1900s, right? Now this book of Zechariah is written way before then. So how the hell did Zechariah see a flying object in the sky prior to the invention of, aeroplanes and helicopters and this, that and the other? So I'm saying you've got to use your head when you're reading these scriptures, man. Most Christians won't even consider this precept. They probably haven't even heard it, So he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on that side, according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side, according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So this is a curse unto Esau. That's why he's got to hide this stuff, because it shows that these chariots are turning up more and more, which gives more and more indication that his kingdom is about to be destroyed and he's going to lose all his power and go into slavery and then be destroyed after 1,000 years of hard-ass bondage. So let's see, what did I want? Acts 1 verse 7. So this is after Yahushua had spent, I think it's 40 days with the disciples after his crucifixion and resurrection. And that says Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said unto them, It is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power, but ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me in both Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Now a cloud is another metaphor for chariot. And when they looked steadfastly toward the heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel, and these were angels, which said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as you've seen him go into heaven. So that's how Yahushua is coming back. The way he went up into a chariot is the way he's coming back in a chariot. Let's prove that with Revelation 1 and 7. Yep. So it says, Behold, he cometh with clouds, with chariots, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, which proves the incarnation, because those Roman centurions that pierced Yahushua's hands and feet, and he sighed with despair, nearly 2,000 years ago, they're going to be back on the earth in this time to see the return of Yahushua. So it says, Revelation 1 and 7, Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. It's lucky I'm a bit tired. Even so, Amen. And it says, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. Ooh, beautiful scriptures. Isaiah 66 and 15 is another good one. It says, For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. Now there's one more I want to get. The last precept I want to get is Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 4. So this is Proverbs 30 and 4. It says, Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fists? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? Now Salakia didn't go into chariots in that one, but it's still a nice precept to bring out, you know. Still a nice precept to bring out. But the point of the matter is that I'm gonna play this video clip one more time. Esau be hiding the truth, man, and Esau be scared about, you know, these chariots which are appearing to show the demise and downfall of his wicked kingdom. You know, let's play this one more time, you know. So there in the bottom left corner, you can clearly see the chariots coming into the shot. And then Sky News decides to cut the feed, like, cut that. No, it can't be showing that, man, cut that. You know, like it's a film director screaming cut. Well, the ultimate film director is Yahweh. And when these chariots appear in the sky, in real life, you're going to see them up close and personal, and there ain't going to be no escaping them, because it will be time for your judgment and destruction. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem HaKodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and Shalom to all Akim, pushing this word in faith and in truth and in sincerity. You know, keep pushing, we're almost home, Lord willing. So Shalom and Abad V'Bal.